Alright everybody, it's John again from Gaspers Automotive. We've got the next video here on the Monmouth Illinois 500 Series American LaFrance. I just want to show you what we're doing here. We've done a ton of work to this thing, and you know, a truck like this, it comes in, it's been sitting since 1941, it's had nothing done to it pretty much since then, except for this paint job, which unfortunately is safety yellow, or whatever they called this back in the 70s. But we had to go through and do all the auxiliaries. So we've got the water pump removed, out being rebuilt. We came through and redid the plumbing here and the hoses. You know, it's time to do this stuff. If you got an old fire truck and it's laying around, and just because it's not leaking doesn't mean you shouldn't do this stuff. Here's a new hose we got on there ready to go. And we also did this pipe down here, down to the radiator. So that's all ready to go when we go to put the pump back on, and we're not gonna have any leaks, new hoses, everything's good. Did all the service here. This thing actually has a fuel filter on it right here. Excuse me, an oil filter. And it actually has a oil screen in here. This is a mechanical oil screen you can reuse. It's made by Purolator, and I think it has a 3/1000 filter screen on it, it says. And so we took that out and cleaned that and put that back in. That's reusable. So if you have one of those, you see that, don't throw it away. We did an oil change on this guy. We've got the carburetors back from the rebuilder right here. So we got to pop this open and check these out in a little bit. We got to get a new belt. You can see, again, pretty bad. This thing was running and this belt is about ready to blow. So we're gonna fix that. Had to come in here and get the little carbon on here replaced. These are available. You go to a magneto shop that's got old stock parts. These little carbons are available. So if you have a rotor, and this piece is missing, don't just, you know, never throw these away. These things are worth a lot of money. These are very expensive. These are hundreds of dollars if you find one. And so, you know, just be careful with these, and also the distributor caps here. Be careful with these. So you got to make sure your carbon button is good here, and your carbon button's good here. So we're good on that. And you got your other distributor down here, which is not there because we had to take off the generator. That's out being serviced, and the starter motor's being serviced. And you notice there's a giant hole. Oh yeah, one more thing. A battery kill switch. If you don't have one of these on your fire truck, you're crazy. More antique fire trucks have burned down firehouses because they didn't have one of these on them, or burned down people's garages because you didn't have a battery disconnect switch. And don't go buy the cheap one from Harbor Freight or whatever, you know, all that stuff. Get the good one here. This is Cole Hersey. It's really, really nice. It's the same thing they used on a lot of fire trucks back in the, you know, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. All right, get that nice click off the switch. It's really good. 2 posts, real easy. There you go. There's the giant hole here. Transmission used to be there. Now it's not. The clutch was no good, and we took the transmission out, and in order to do that, we took the top off to make it easier to remove underneath the truck. And we looked inside the tranny, and it was all rust and nasty stuff. So here's the tranny over here, and I'm rebuilding this right now. Got gaskets made. We tumbled all the gears. Everything came out really nice. These are clean. There is some wear on here. There's supposed to be a lead-in on these gears anyway, and this is beat up from people grinding into third gear. They don't know how to drive, but this is not a deal killer. You know, go try to find this somewhere. You're not going to find one. So this thing is okay. It'll work fine. We're not hauling rocks in a quarry, so it's fine. But we got everything cleaned here. The input shaft. Here's the tranny cooler. If you see this on the side of your transmission with pipes coming from the water pump, from your firefighting pump to this is the tranny cooler. So when you're fighting a fire and you're running for a long time, they have this on there. You could turn it on and keep the transmission cool while you're pumping water for an extended period of time. Here we got the inside of the transmission all clean, really nice, ready to go. Didn't bother taking the reverse gear out. No reason to. Nothing wrong with it. Bell housing. So a lot of stuff here ready to go. Pedals. Just a lot of work cleaning. And we also rebuilt the shifter tower. You could do this yourself with basic tools. There's springs and balls inside here and stuff. I've done it many times, but if you're a novice or whatever, you're new at it, send us the transmission. We will rebuild your transmission for you for your antique fire truck. All right, let's look at the wiring. So I was talking before about the battery switch. Here's the wiring. Jim is our wiring specialist here. He's doing a fantastic job. He's got all the wire mold, wire loom on here, and he's got the whole thing run up through the dash here just like it was from the factory. It's really nice. Everything's new. Nothing's gonna burn down. Just look at that. It's beautiful. Comes right in. Cloth wire, we use modern cloth wire, so it's got regular plastic underneath and just has cloth on the outside for looks. Looks great. Everything's rewired. Let's check out the brakes. I did a video the other day on taking your brakes apart, and right now we've got nothing here. These backing plates are cleaned. We've got shoes out being rebuilt. The wheel cylinders are being rebuilt. Master cylinder and the hydrovac are being rebuilt. And the drums on this thing didn't even need to be turned. They're nice. There's no ridge. There's nothing wrong with them. No grooves. They're in great shape. We had to replace the bearings on this side here, and we re-greased everything, of course, before we put it back together. But those are new cups and cones in there for the bearings, so that came out really nice. New seals. Up front, we didn't have to replace the bearings on the rest of the wheels, but we just show. We just got to clean this, but there's no grooving on this at all. There's no reason to bother turning this. We just got some leftover grease and oil on there from years ago. That is it. Just got to get cleaned. Really cool. Got the Land Lincoln license plate on here. I really like that. I'm gonna try to straighten that out before it goes back. Looks like it's from the 70s or something. We'll come over here. Check out this side. We got some brake line stuff ready to go here. Copper nickel. We use copper nickel, DOT rated. So whenever you're redoing your fire truck, make sure you change your brake lines. Don't leave old brake lines on there. They're gonna pop. They could pop, or cause an accident. And just here's the other side. We got it all clean, ready to go. And the same thing with the drum down here. So that's it for the Monmouth truck. This is the latest update. The next video is going to be this thing running, and we're going to take it for test drive. So if you like, subscribe, and keep that old iron running.